Hello, welcome to October at Tasty Classics and welcome to Vitesse 3. Why are we doing a third episode on the Vitesse? Well, we've got a problem, okay? When I pulled this thing out the garage to take it to Rustival, it was running rough. And I thought, oh, it's just because it's cold. So when it warmed up and it still ran rough, I thought, oh God, what's happened? We've got a problem. Now, we've done a lot of work to this car, huge amounts of work, and it is up for raffle. So you can win this thing for £1, but I can't really in good conscience give it to someone when it doesn't run properly. It has to run nice. I would like it to be in a position where they could, if they're local, because let's be realistic, you know, it's an untested car that's been sat in a barn for 40 years. However, I would like them to still be able to toot all round in it. And it needs to run right for that. So I'm going to try and fix it. I've already done my investigation into what's wrong with this car, but I'm going to start it up now so you can sort of hear what's up with it. Essentially, it's missing on cylinder number 6. And cylinder number 6 is down on compression. Okay, now this is still cold, but let me try and show you. Now, you're going to have to use your ears. Using these two tools and my weeks of experience, I can tell this isn't right. Now, partly there's a bit of smoke blowing out of this car up here, and if you just listen now, you can hopefully hear gases coming back through the carburettor, right? Okay, so what's the frequency, Kenneth? Well, cylinder number 6 is down to like 60 of compression, 60 units of compression, which is a problem. And you can hear when you rev it up that I think what's happening is the inlet valve is not fully closed, and when it's compressing, it's blowing back out the inlet valve. That's what I think is happening. Or we have a head gasket issue. Right, and there's gases moving around there, and that's what I'm hearing. So there's a problem. It's potentially quite a large problem, but we're going to fix it. The engine's sweet as a nut. It just needs maybe a complete top end overhaul and a new head gasket, which isn't the end of the world because of the age it is. It could do with an unleaded conversion anyway. So that's what I would like to do. Let me spin this thing over. You watch that gauge. Just above 50. So, yeah, it's supposed to be like 130, 140. And I know you're all rushing to your keyboards to go, oh, well, you've got to do a compression test with all the spark plugs out, and you've got to do a compression test with your foot to the floor on the throttle. I'm not checking to see exactly what the compression is. I'm checking to see that the compression isn't 130. That's what I'm checking. I'm not checking to see exactly what it is. I just want to know how far away are we from 130? Because if I did that then, and for example, it was 115, 110, then you'd go through the process of spark plugs out, foot to the floor on the throttle, you'd do it again. We're not doing that. The difference between 50 and 130 is not spark plugs and foot to the floor on the throttle, okay? So I know that we've got a problem in this cylinder, right? It's not improved either since I've been running it and moving it around. So what else have I done in order to diagnose that we're going to have to take the head off this car? So these are all like springs and valves, push rods, and you adjust all of these to be within a tolerance where the valve opens and closes exactly the right amount, so it doesn't cause any unnecessary wear and make sure that your cylinder seals. So with Rob's help the other day, before Rustival in a rush, we decided to do all of the valve clearances on these and just make sure everything was set perfectly. The tolerance is 0.25, that's what you're aiming for. We've done them all perfectly, and yeah, still problem with that cylinder. So I was like, right, okay, what's next? Well, let's get the camera inside the bore and we'll have a look. This is so hard to sort of film two things at once. So this is a little endoscope, borescope, whatever it is, and I've put it in here and everything looks immaculate piston wise. So I've been all the way around the piston and it's gorgeous, superb. Beauty of this camera is I can bend it back on itself. Can I do that? And hopefully, if we're cool, we can see the valves. Now, annoyingly, it is all a bit smoky. You should do this when the engine's cold, really. But you can see, first of all, there's a load of moisture in there, so it's not been firing properly, I don't know how well you can see this. But having looked around, there is, I've spent ages sort of digging through on the camera. There is marks on this valve, right? But it doesn't look too bad. It just I don't know what's up with it really. I don't know, but having had a look round it, it's kind of like, right, well, it's inconclusive, I can't get it's better to just have you, okay, that's stuck. Okay, that's stuck. Okay, that might live in there now. There you go, right, that's out. The camera, a little bit inconclusive, but it did show me that maybe it isn't firing properly, it's a bit wet in there, stuff going on, it's just not how it should be, really. The valves don't look perfectly clean and stuff. There is some marks and things on there, but again, I'm not 100% sure what those marks are, so more further diagnosis needed. So if it's not the valve gaps, doesn't look like there's a hole in the piston or anything, timing's spot on, there is a spark there, all the sort of basics are covered, but we're still low on compression on that cylinder. So what could it be? Well, I think it could be a problem with one of the valves or a problem with a head gasket. Could be a problem with an inlet gasket as well, but I doubt it. More likely to be head gasket related. Before this happened, it did get hot. The engine did get hot, and that is leading me to think, well, maybe it's a head gasket issue, and not necessarily a valve issue. So the only thing for it is to take the head off. Okay. There's nothing I need to remove on that side, and on this side it's just all the exhaust manifold bolts, inlet manifold bolts, and then you just pull that back and then that would come off once you've taken the sort of water pump housing and everything off there. So we are going to have to take the plug leads off, so just dead quick sort of 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then where's 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6. I mean, we don't really need to mark that one because process of denomination, isn't it? But we'll do it anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's all your plug leads in the right order. So it's going to be so much quicker to just plug everything back in. Yeah. Okay, right. Where do we begin? What even are these bolts? How well are these going to come off? Place bets now. Nice. Super easy. I'm just going to stand all these up here, just to see if there's any difference in height or anything, length of them, and then I'll be able to put them in the right place, possibly, maybe. Oh, very nice. These are coming off super easy. Another reason for this episode, which I thought would be quite fun, is, do you remember, hang on, in the last video on this, we were going to do a Rimmer's factory walk around. Well, I'm going to have to send this head off for the unleaded conversion, which is probably going to take a couple of weeks. I'll leave that there, nice. So while I'm waiting for it, I'm going to show you that factory tour, which was really, really cool. And also, Rimmers have sent me some other bits that I'm going to give away in the raffle for this car, which is amazing. So there's going to be a second place and a third place in the raffle with some of my merch, some of Rimmers merch, and a very special £100 Rimmers gift voucher, which I'm going to give to the second place runner-up, you know? And then they can, if they've got a project car, if they want to get a project car, if they don't win this one, at least they can, you know, got some money to buy some bits for it. Ah, there it is. So that's pretty cool, but we'll get stuck into that later on. What about that one there? Can I get to that? Yeah. Ah. Very nice. Is that all that's holding that manifold on? Because these all seem pretty loose now. Oh, nice. Where did that go though? Hey! Lovely, that can sit there. The washer for it as well, we'll use that. Oh, right, more things to remove, please. Next one. That one down there, can I get in there? That one flew off. Like it wasn't even really attached. I should probably like look in the manual for this. There might be like procedures and stuff, but hitting things with hammers is more fun. It's worrying, isn't it, that the pages all around the head being removed are very oily, like it's happened before. Right. 35, head replacement. Cylinder head gasket must be evenly coated with a good joint. Oh, the cylinder head gasket must be evenly coated with a good jointing compound. Interesting, okay. Place the head over the studs and latch strut. Yeah, okay. But what about the how do we get it off though? You've not told us how to get it off. It kind of says it should just be falling off by now. Why isn't it? It's sort of loose. Ah! So loose, the microphone fell off. Let's put a little bit of slip on those. It's totally coming. Oh, there you go. Oh, good God. Ah, it was really, really stuck on this middle one here and on those. So we'll clean those up a bit before it goes back on. But that is off. And I can just pull it back far enough just to get access to these head bolts and lift the head off. But first, before we do that, I'm going to take this machine off, whatever it is, and then this bit at the front as well, and then we're nearly there. Yeah, okay, and then this should just simply lift off. Nice, and we'll go and pop that over there, and then when we get the new sort of head back that's been all refurbished, we'll have to do the valve gaps again, because all the valves are going to be different. Well, not all the valves, I think just the inlet valves, is it? I can't remember. Right, head bolts next. Oh no, these bolts at the front. I'm going to do that dead quick because it's a bit difficult to film. And then, yeah, we'll get the head off. Just out of interest, because I can see it, I don't know how well this is going to come across on camera, but can you see that inlet? Let's try and get it there. Inlet valve. I'm just shaking the car so you can see hopefully some water moving around. It's not water, it's plus gas moving around in there. That means that that valve's actually sealing, and it's the same with the exhaust, that's sealing as well. So because both of these are sealing and the plus gas isn't just leaking past, it does point to it not being a valve issue. Points to it being, because I have been running it with unleaded conversion, you know, fuel, what's it called, Red X stuff, you know what I mean. So potentially his head gasket, or more worse problem. Okay, cool. Carry on. Go on, the Milwaukee. Okay, last 4. Already disconnected that, by the way, that's off. Very straightforward, very easy. Oh, nice. That last one there wanted to take the stud with it as well. Very nice. Okay, you carry on. Do what you want to do. Right, get all these washers and nuts off. Take the push rods out as well. Might as well while we're doing it. If ever I'm taking a head off as well, I'll either follow what the sort of manual says, if there's a way to do it off, take it off, as in like the pattern that you remove the bolts in. But if there isn't, which this one hasn't, just go inwards, outwards, that one, 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 that one. Just, I don't know, stops things warping, I guess. But again, not the end of the world, because we are going to get this skimmed so it sits nice and flat. They're all off, apart from that one. Ugh. Come back. Oh yeah, these things. Let's just check if they're all straight while we're doing it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lovely, they'll go again. Just put them on that parts tray. Come on, come off. Just lift up nice and easy. Where's the head removal tool? Oh, here comes the water. So it's sat on these studs, and they're a bit set in their ways. So this might be a tiny bit of a struggle just to get them all past. You caught on there? Get off. More leverage. Okay. Are you just going to lift up now? Nope. Still stuck on some studs. Okay. Big strong man. Oh, copper. Over to the bench. Okay, so here's the head on the bench, and let's just have a little look. I mean, valves wise, we're looking absolutely fine. All the valves are spot on. Even though this one's got a bit of crap on it, they are all spot on. So the valves are not the issue. When you sort of diagnose something on a car and then you dismantle everything, you're really hoping that you find the problem and it's quite evident straight away. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to sort of get everything apart and everything looks fine, like these valves do. Fortunately though, it took me about 0.7 seconds to discover what the actual problem was. Would you like to see? Those eagle-eyed of you may have even spotted it when you were looking at the valves then. This is the copper head gasket here, and you can see that bit there? That's roughly what that is supposed to look like. Nice, yeah? Over here, though, there is a massive hole in between the two cylinders. Let me see if I can make it more obvious. So yeah, see how this bit of the head gasket isn't attached to that bit of the head gasket? That's our problem. Which is pretty fantastic news, really. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So the thing now, what I could do is just order a head gasket set, clean it all up, put it all back together, and it'd probably be fine. It'd probably be absolutely fine. However, because this is a Raffle car, and the Raffle's doing okay, I would rather do a bit of a better job, a bit more longevity. So I've phoned the head shop up and I've booked this head in, dropping it off tomorrow. So it's going to take about 2 weeks, but they're going to do an unleaded conversion on it, which is great. And then skim it, clean it all up, make it look. In the meantime, I'll clean the rest of the engine bay and the car up and all that sort of stuff. And then we can bolt it all back together with a new head gasket set, and it should be absolutely spot on for forever, providing it's looked after. So that's great news. Really, really good. I'm going to make it superb. It's going to be very, very nice. But while I'm doing that, because it's going to take 2 weeks, it's ages, I'm going to clean the car, push it back into that corner over there, get cracking with the next big project car, which I'm excited about. I'm going to start that this afternoon, possibly. Maybe tomorrow. And then while I'm doing it, why don't we go and have a look around the Rimmer's factory and see what that's all about, see what their big warehouse is, you know. Land Rover, Triumph, Rover ST1. Amazing parts for Jaguar vehicles, Rover MG. This is the place. Absolutely love it. And you can tell that this is a place as well because of these hieroglyphics on the floor there. That is what happens when you sell parts for British cars, because British cars will come, park there and leave their mark. Oh wow, look at these things. Right, okay. TR7. That's an immaculate one. And an MGTF as well. We're definitely going to do one of these. I've had a couple of these. They're very cool cars. We're going to get amongst one at some point, definitely. The Spitfire, but we've already done a Spitfire, haven't we? Look at this. Proper car. This is like a must do. We have to get one. I've just got to find the right one, which this one probably is as well, because I can see a manual gearbox there. This is Lee. Hiya. So I've just found out as well that Lee is the reason I'm here, because he was the one who turned the guy that I've been speaking to onto the channel and managed to sort of hook us up with all this. So thanks, mate.
No problem. Not a problem at all.
So what do you do here?
I work in goods in.
Nice,
so I receive all the stuff that comes in through the door, check it all over, and then it goes out into the other lads, and then they get it all put out into the warehouse. Nice.
So let me show you this office. I mean, there's a lot of business going on here. A lot of car parts all over the world. It's great. Should we go and see some? You walk through this little doorway here, and you can smell the size of the place.
So most of this is all small parts.
Nice.
On this level, and then you've got like exhausts hanging down.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah. Oh man, I'd like to bring a car that's just been sat for years and just park it in the back and do it on site. Wouldn't that be good?
It's funny you should say that. Actually, we've got a TR6 here in the garage that's having work done on it.
Oh, so you've got a garage here as well, have you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, if you look on our YouTube channel,
yeah.
The two mechanics, John Paul.
Of course, I've seen plenty of your YouTube stuff. Of course, you've got. So that's on the site here as well, then?
It is, yeah.
Amazing. So good.
But yeah, we've got 3 floors, and we use a lift.
Wow.
To get the parts from, upstairs to downstairs and stuff like that.
Just goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
I'll just show you down into the garage where the TR6 is.
Yeah, man, let's have a look. Look at all these rows of bits. So good. So do you know where everything is?
Pretty much, yeah. Because when I first started here, I was a picker.
Can we test you?
Yeah.
Okay, is that just buckets of push rods?
It is, yeah.
Look at that. Oh, good. One of these was popped out on the Vitesse, wasn't it? There you go. Amazing. What should we test you on? I bet it'd be miles away, wouldn't it? Whatever we say. Oh wow! Look at all these. Oh, gasket set. So Triumph Vitesse head gasket set.
Pass on that one.
Have to look it up.
Yeah.
Look at these as well. Nice.
Body panels.
So that's off a Spitfire.
Yeah.
Because you can tell, because in the Spitfire that I did, mine were about 4 different colours and 4 different shapes.
Everything from hoses.
Yeah, we're picking some of those up, I think, as well. Yeah.
Suspension kits, calipers, you name it.
God, they're great,
We've
aren't
got
they?
it.
So good.
Yeah. So we store all the old castor oil.
Yeah, nice proper stuff. Yeah.
Proper.
Love the tins on them.
Yeah.
The 2050s, great. Really good.
Yeah.
Oh, look at these! Oh, remanufactured bottles. What are these? What car is that from?
Could be an MG Rover of some sort.
Oh, so good.
Seatbelt kits.
Oh wow! Just want. There's just so much to see. What the headlight buckets? Look at those.
Yeah.
Oh man! So this is all stuff that you'll have had remanufactured, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, that is the biggest. We were talking before. I wasn't sure on what I could say regarding the merger between Moss and, or not merger, but the fact that Moss and Rimmers have been bought from the same company. And one of the big positive things about that is that they're going to have a bit more sort of massive weight of buying power behind them. So you can have things remanufactured. You know, you can't. This is a. There's so many classic cars that we do. You can't get bits for.
No, this is it.
And now maybe that might start to change. We might be able to get bits. You need a window regulator for your MG. Well, they might start making them. You know, amazing.
And in here is the TR6 that's just having
some
engine work done.
Oh, look at this. Oh wow, that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh man, it's stunning. Yeah, is this the? So is this what engine in this? 2 litre straight 6?
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's have a look at it so we can find out where all our bits go. Oh no, it's very different to. Oh, it's not that different.
I believe it's fuel injected, this one, and that's what we're having problems with at the moment.
Wow.
Because this has been sat in the showroom for 30 years.
Wow, amazing. What miles on it?
67 by the look of it.
Oh my god, it's just stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at the seats.
All up there is old core parts that we actually do have online, because a lot of people want original stuff.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So that's all old car bits up there that can still be really used. It's just brilliant. I love the organisation of everything.
Yeah.
Just this is why, genuinely now, this is why, like, I know like the sort of small, you know, family businesses that are sort of dotted about that do a few car parts, they are great, but I need, doing the tasty classic stuff, I need speed, I need organisation, I don't want anything to go wrong. When I order something from here, it can be at my house the next day, and that's so important. Doesn't matter for everybody. So, you know, this isn't something that I'm saying, you know, this is the only place to come. But for me, it is definitely the best, you know, really is.
Just see the scale of the place, really.
Yeah, look at these springs here as well.
Yeah.
Again, you know, this is stuff that, if it wasn't for buying power, and, you know, the fact that the company is so big, you wouldn't be able to get things like this. You know? All things like these.
Yeah, exactly. Right from that end, right to that end, it goes on and on.
It's just phenomenally big, and it's full. I mean, how do you know? It must take you ages to pick an order.
Well, it's all computerised.
So someone goes, I want one of these.
So say you put an order in, say
Yeah.
it's 10, 15 lines.
Yeah.
We'll scan your, which I'll show you in a minute, but we'll scan your order into a bin in the packing room.
Yeah.
You sequence the scanner, and off it goes, and it tells you where to go, what to pick, what from what bin.
In order?
In order.
So you're not going over there, over there, over there, over there.
That's it.
Clever. Very clever. That's why they can get it to you next day, isn't it, you know?
Yeah.
Love it. But yeah, so many little bits.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Again, these are always absolutely rotten, you know? And there's just a whole bin full of brand new ones.
You've even got bits down to the tweeters for you.
Oh, God. MGO, what's that for? Do you reckon? Probably be an MGF or something again, wouldn't it?
Something like that. We did buy them in bulk, so...
It's just absolutely fabulous, isn't it? This is great industry to see. I'm very organised. As you've probably seen, haven't you? I'm very organised with all my bits in the workshop, and this is on the next level, isn't it?
Again, we do stock some old core stuff that's just ready to go out to a customer.
So this is just a cylinder head from a... But these are original manufactured cylinder heads from... I don't know what they are off.
They probably would need work, but...
Well, yeah, but if you've got a cracked one, you've got a cracked one, haven't you?
Exactly. And again, we've got some original...
Oh, wow! Boot lids.
Boot lids, so I'm not sure if they're... 2000 or Stag, maybe.
Yeah. Not sure either, but they are so. But they're so good that you've got them and that they are available.
This is it, yeah.
You know, it's about getting organised, isn't it? And sort of getting, you know, this stuff so it can be sold.
Yeah.
And it's not just hoarded away in someone's sort of dusty garage at home. You know, it can actually be used to keep cars on the road. Which, again, this is why, you know, I'm a bit of an advocate of all this. You know, we've got to drive these things, haven't we? You know. More upstairs.
All right.
How you doing? You okay?
Great video.
Oh, did you watch him as well, dear?
Oh, Layla Man on. I like the Outlet Growing Ambassador one, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I've got Marina Hightels, I have.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Loving a towel.
Hightels.
Wow, brilliant.
Yeah, and 2 Marinas.
Haven't done an Natal before, but I think we need to do it. My uncle used to have an Natal, and when it ran out of MOT, it was an estate. We used it as a greenhouse. Oh, wow. Now, this is the floor. Why have you put all the heavy stuff upstairs?
So a lot of the big stuff up here
Yeah.
is slow moving stuff.
Right, yeah, so less amounts of movement.
Yeah, this is it. So
God, you got big wings. So these are remanned wings, aren't they?
they are, but they're handmade build these. Yeah, stag rears.
Oh my God, and, you know, that if you're trying to put a car back on the road, one of those could save you weeks of work.
Yeah,
weeks of work.
We've even got gearboxes and...
God, the amount of exhaust I've seen is impressive.
Yeah, we store a lot of them.
Yeah, good old Leyland fucking boxes there.
Original boxes. Yeah.
Oh man, so good to see that it's all on a computer as well, so you just know that these things exist. They're not lost
Even
up here. You know, they're for sale. You can buy them.
We've got a wing here for a MGF, so we can still get those.
God, superb. Just a seat out of a...
Yeah, it'll be an original seat from somewhere.
Again, could be anything. Look, even looks like a Spitfire.
It does,
actually.
yeah, it could be.
God, I can actually do with one of those in black, couldn't I? Because mine's got that patch on it.
Yes. All these boxes that you see here, these are all fuel tanks that we've had made.
Wow. Fuel tank Mark II Stag. You want one? We've got 20. I love it.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's brilliant. It's so good. Right, so this is, you know, these. I remember when I was doing my Spitfire, I did want a new bonnet for it, but if, you know, you are going to have to pay it for a full bonnet assembly. They're big money.
They are.
But then, how much is your time worth? Do you remember how long it took me to do that bonnet? Plus the time of the guy that welded all the stuff. So if you work it out, you know, what are you working for at the end of the day? Maybe 100 quid a day, 50 quid a day by the time you've got it to, you know, the state one of those is. So, I don't know. What's your time worth?
Yeah. So
good. And look at all these arches as well. Yeah. Probably one of the most common panels to be needed on cars is an arch, you know. They're there. They're available. Plastic bumpers. It's plastic, isn't it? Oh no, it's not, it's metal.
Yeah, I think they...
Oh no, it is plastic, sorry, it is plastic, yeah.
Probably original.
God, absolutely superb. One of the really cool things about sort of British cars as well is that a lot of the parts can go across different things, you know, so when they're having something remanufactured, it might work on like 5 different models, which is, you know, very, very handy, especially if imagine if it was something like an AD016. We saw how hard it was to get parts for that, so maybe, you know, in the future the availability will be huge and we'll be able to do loads more with them, you know.
Gearbox tunnels that we have made.
Oh, so cool. That's amazing. Wouldn't look out of place in a garden centre then, would they?
Here is all your car, the seat covers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can see, yeah, a lot of the roofs and the sort of padding and,
yeah,
you know, all
carpet sets up here, seat foams.
lots of foams and things, and yeah, full carpet sets for the Spitfire. Still need to do mine. Well, I only need to do a couple of little bits on it. It's pretty good. I do need a full carpet for that Vitesse, but we'll get it running first, you know. Oh wow, look at that. That is impressive. 275 today, and it's still only midday.
Yeah. On average, we do about 3,000 a week.
3,000 a week. Oh man, that's so good. And it's, you know, people aren't just ordering one brake pipe or one, you know, flexi or something. They're ordering, I saw the invoices there, it was multitudes of parts.
Yeah. And we use a lot of machinery for the packaging.
Yeah, everything, whenever you know, my stuff's come, it's always been spot on.
Yeah.
You know, there's never been any issues. And look at all this, and then it goes off to the DPDs and stuff.
So yeah, then all your parcels, when they're packed, they'll come through here to the lads who do the shipping.
Yeah.
And then they ship it all, and then it all gets put onto the trolleys.
God, look at it all. It's just perfect, isn't it? So good.
Yeah.
It's like Amazon, but, you know, not shit.
Yeah.
Amazon, but real good quality stuff.
So this is my area. This is where I actually work when I'm here.
So, oh, sick. Look at that mini shell just up there.
So
That's amazing.
recently, maybe last year I think it was, we shipped one of those out to Japan.
Wow.
And it all crated and it went out to Japan.
I love it. So this is your area.
This is our area, yeah. So
Yeah.
basically the stuff will come through this door. We check them on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So we
Make
check,
sure it's all there, everything's in.
yeah, and we
correct
also
amount.
have to check for back orders. So if we've got an order that's £300 or £400 and it's got like a £20 back order in it, we need to rush that order and get it out quick. So once we've done all the bits in there, then they go out to these lads who then go through every box, they book all the parts on, go onto these trolleys, and when the trolley's full it goes out into that area.
Yeah.
And then the lad that we saw on the middle floor, he goes out and puts it all the way on the shelves.
Nice.
So
It's just a well-oiled machine, isn't it?
it is, it works, that's the good thing. So all down this aisle we have all the
Oh, the
windscreens.
glass shop.
Yeah.
God, look at these as well. Bolts, millions of them.
Yeah.
God, look at all these screens. Oh wow. You know, a lot of people do worry about with classic cars and stuff, and these, you know, especially even things like the MGTF, they always go, oh no, I won't get one of those because where am I going to get any parts from? You know, oh, where Rover doesn't exist anymore. It's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all. They're here. You know, oh look at that big torque converter things there.
Yeah. I think they're ready to go out for recon.
Oh wow,
Most of the
nice.
bits down here, like the old diffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
They're ready to go out for reconditioning.
Amazing, love it.
But again, this side, there's another 3 floors.
Gosh, Jesus Christ, wow. Huge operation.
Yeah.
Huge. But if you're doing 3,000 orders a week,
Yeah.
and if you each order might have 20 bits on it or 30 bits on it, you know, it's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at this, it's like weird body parts. Oh, wow.
Spitfire.
God, imagine how much time that would have saved me if I'd have just had that and I could have just laid some sick paint on it. It took me a week in real time. You know, you only see 20 bloody minutes of it, but it took me a week to do that bonnet.
Yeah.
God, and there's 9 here.
Yeah. And where I'm about,
Remember that for next time.
Where I'm about to take it, we have body shells.
Body shells. Let's look at some body shells. I can already see a couple of body shells there. Oh wow.
So this is where all the SD1 wings have been moved to, into stillages.
What the hell? What's a BLP 50 when it's at home then?
So it'll be your SD1 left hand side or your right hand side.
That's incredible. So have these all been remanufactured then? Or are these not originals, are they?
These are originals.
Oh God, look! Austin Rover. Made in the UK. And there should be enough here to last us at least the next 4 years, I would have said. For SD1s, because they do like to get a bit rusty.
More.
Oh my God. That is a monstrous amount of wings for cars. I don't know like how well like the scale is working on the camera, but that is... It's amazing. It's amazing to see. And it goes on all the way down there. It's like some weird dystopian film, isn't it? Oh, wow. Loads of body shells. So what are these TFs as well?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's the original sign.
One of the original signs from when Renault's first started.
So what's that again? That's for the... When Women's first started, that's when they originally. So when do you reckon that was then?
Oh, it's been 80s.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they started in 82.
82. Fantastic. So 44 years ago. It's there. Thanks, Lee.
You're welcome.
That was amazing. Thanks for sort of showing me around everything.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm just like, I'm a bit speechless at how big of an operation it was, and just seeing how much goes out the door a week. Thousands. I mean, what my other job, I don't know if you know, the channel is I own a record shop, and we have a little bit of a sort of system as well, and we probably do like 100 orders a week, and that's hard work. Yeah. So that's hard work. So doing 3,000 a week. I mean, you can see why it's such a big team. But it's a big team. It looked like they're all enthusiasts and stuff.
A lot of them. Yeah.
We try.
We do try. Yeah.
We do try.
So you're on the counter, Millie, isn't it?
Yes. So I mean, I do sales. So I'm hiding in the back quite a lot, or out here. But
Brilliant.
depends if they want me
What's
on
that?
the show.
What's that box there, Millie?
So this is a box of goodies. Box of goodies for you, and an exhaust.
Yeah, nice. Fantastic. Doesn't fit in the box.
That's it. A silencer. I even polished for you.
Yeah, thank you. Amazing. What a great day. Brilliant place. But yeah, cheers, mate. What do you drive, Emily?
So, well, as a daily, I drive a 7 Series BMW.
Oh, sick!
And then I have a 1928 Singer Junior.
Wow, okay.
I've got 2 AC6s. I've got a Morris Flat Nose, a Morris Bull Nose.
No way.
What else have we got in the garage?
Have you got a Nissan Micra?
I did have. This was Sprout. Unfortunately, Sprout saw quite a devastating end to his life.
Oh no.
He was my little K11. And I took him on green laning.
Oh, of course, yeah, well, they're good at that.
Yeah. And I blew him up, in all honesty. That's why it's like Rod Gilbert's Flaming Battenberg. He is my Flaming Micro.
Nice. Fantastic. So, this is Andy, so you're in charge of everything around here, aren't you?
In charge. Get the blame.
Yeah. The place is incredible. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's so good. I mean, just the organisation of everything is phenomenal.
It's great, isn't it?
You know, Lee gave me a brilliant tour.
Problem is, we're all enthusiasts, so we're all walking around there going, I could do with that on the car. So we don't actually get paid cash, we just get paid in parts.
Absolutely, yeah. For all of your cars by the sounds of it as well.
Yeah, honestly, I could very easily rack up a bill higher than my wage every month.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just, even seeing some of the Triumph Spitfire bonnets. Oh my God, you know,
Save a bit of work, wouldn't it?
yeah, God, absolutely everything. I just want to get more.
Yeah.
Well, mind you, I've got enough at the moment. But this Vitesse as well, you know, all the other stuff is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Really, really good. But I'm hoping big box of bits, we'll get it back on the
Box
road.
of goodies.
And, you know, thanks to you guys, it's just another one saved, isn't it?
Yeah. All good stuff.
There you go. That's what it's all about. So if you want to win this gorgeous Triumph Vitesse, head to the link in the description. It will take you to the Raffle website and they will go through everything with you. You can sign up, pay. You could enter as many times as you like. Only costs £1. You could enter it once and win it. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? And if you don't win it, second prize is this wonderful, wonderful bundle of merch. Rimmers hats, mugs, stickers, the Triumph Vitesse accessory catalogue, which is free anyway, but you know, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to send it to you. And this, which is seriously important, £100 gift certificate. So second place for the raffle is going to win this, and you can spend it all at Rimmers. That'd be amazing. Third prize, I'm going to give you some Tasty Classics merch, so you can have a load of Tasty Classic stuff. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? And then, yeah, fourth prize, well, there isn't a fourth prize, sorry. But maybe on the next raffle you could enter that one, whichever one that's going to be. So, it's what feels like 3 years later, and still the head hasn't returned. I was supposed to get it back start of last week, and they say they're waiting for the hardened valve seats. Now, that would be okay, and I wouldn't mind. But the raffle's due to end on this in like a couple of weeks. I need to get it going. So I'm not that worried. Are you worried? I'm taking it all in my stride. You know, it's okay. So I thought today I'd just try and get ahead of the game a little bit for when it does arrive, and try and get some of the other little jobs, just like cleaning all this up, cleaning all the hardware and stuff up, and the rocker arm and all that sort of stuff, you know, and just changing this battery, for example. And hopefully by working on it, I'm manifesting the head to be finished. Did you enjoy the Rimmers tour, by the way? That was good fun, really good fun. Great bunch of people, real enthusiasts. And that's what I liked, you know, enthusiastic people working on, you know, parts for these old cars. Right, the lovely Vauxhall Nova, which has got a battery in it that I need. So let's just open the bonnet, get the battery out. Oh, sorry, that's not the Nova, that's the Nova. Yeah, sorry, so I'll pop the bonnet on this, get the battery out, take that in there, because it's the right size for the Vitesse. The one in the Vitesse is too big. So, get the right one in it. Why is there a spark plug there? Weird. Right, let me cut these things off. I found this sort of semi-permanent universal battery clamp. So I will just pop that through there. And now that's not going anywhere. Better than cable ties, though, isn't it, you know? Oh great, these are the wrong way around. Right, let's take that off. I want to give the brakes one more bleed as well, because there's still a bit of brake travel, but I'll do that later on when I've got someone here to help me pressing the pedal. And I just want to give everything that little sort of scrub and try and get into some of these waterways and things with a drill and just do all that sort of stuff. So let me do that and I'll show you afterwards. But this is what it looks like now. Yeah, all sorts of a bit sad. With all these holes and things, just nice to get something in there and just get everything cleaned up and in there, you know. Try and make it as nice as possible. Oh. Much nicer, lovely and flat. Cleaned all these out, cleaned the surfaces there for the gaskets, cleaned these like water channel bits out as much as I can. There's quite a bit of build-up of stuff on there, so there's plenty of room for water to move. I'm not going to go too far because I don't want to damage anything, but I've cleaned them out as best I can and made them as all the same size, which is nice. I'll give it all another wipe down and stuff before we put everything together. But for now, that's kind of all I can do. Should we have a look at the gasket? Should we open that, make sure that's the right one? Looks pretty good to me. So that sort of slots over there like so. And this is a little gasket for the water pump housing there, which is all nice. Now this gasket, interestingly, when I spoke to the guy on the phone and was just talking to him about the gasket, because the one we took out was copper and I just didn't rate it. He said this is what you need to go for. Do you remember in the book it said that you need to apply a compound on both sides of this just to sort of, you know, go between them. I've never done that before on a head gasket, and he said with this gasket you shouldn't really need to do it. I don't know if you can tell there, but it's like soft and how can I put it? It's not like the copper one, basically. It looks like there's stuff in there that will sort of form and mould, so you don't really need to apply any of that stuff. But when I go and see John at the head shop, seeing as he builds these things for a living, I'm going to say, look, you know, what do you reckon? Should I buy some stuff and should I smear a bit on, you know? Because I'd like to take his advice, seeing as it's his bag, it's his forte. Okay, there's about 9 foot of pipe here, and we're looking for air bubbles in it. No more air coming out of that, so let's try the next one on the other side. Our survey says didn't immediately go to the floor then, which it did before. Feels like a really good break. Although, is it moving? I don't know, time will tell. It needs to go out on the road really, which it can't do at the moment because the engine's in 2 pieces and one of those pieces is in Warrington. Anyway, I've done all I can really for now, so I'm going to crack on with other stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys whenever this head turns up. Wowee, the head's back. Not a moment too soon. If you're watching this on the Friday, you've got 2 days to enter the raffle for this thing. It finishes like on the 10th, so 2 days after this video goes out. Great. But if you haven't entered the raffle, please enter it, because this was the most expensive thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Let me show you. That was the bottom line. 894 quid, almost £1,000 for this head. It's monstrous, but it's going to be like brand new. The engine's going to be so good. So you've got a strip and a clean of the head, which, you know, should be fairly straightforward, not too bad. Remove and fit new valve guides and bore out ×6. that is quite labour intensive to get that spot on, you know, and they do have to be spot on. The unleaded inserts, so that's what is involved in an unleaded conversion. It's hardened valve seats. So that's what's sort of been done to this. So you can just run it on normal, any petrol you want, you can run this engine on now, which is a big bonus for daily driving this thing, or driving it at all. Because getting your mixture right with those things, and you've always got in the back of your mind, God, are one of my valves going to melt today? Is this the day that that happens? You know, but with this, not only is it going to be, you know, great for the fuel, but it is going to run like a dream. All this new stuff in there. So you've got as well the valve guides, all new. So, you know, in terms of burning oil and efficiency and all that sort of stuff, it's going to be superb. And just quietness and stuff once I've set up the valves again. Then it was skimmed, washed off, rebuilt, all that sort of stuff, and all the parts, they do add up, because there's 6 of a lot of things as well, or 12, can get quite expensive compared to a 4-cylinder head. So almost £1,000 on that. Wowee, great. Thankfully though, the labour's not too bad, because I'm doing it. I forgot I'd left the spark plugs in there, so he's returned them, so that's good. And yeah, all the faces have been prepared, which is great, saves me a bit of time doing stuff, and it's all, you know, immaculate. All the valves are brand new, and they're looking superb. All these faces have been machined, which is great, but you can see there is sort of little imperfections and things. All over though, it's pretty damn good. Really, really nice. This face here for the water pump housing and stuff's very clean. Let's try and flip it over and have a look underneath. God, it's so heavy as well. Oh yeah, that's what you want to see. Shiny, shiny, shiny. They're fine. That's just a bit of staining. We'll give it a wash off. But yeah, shiny, shiny, shiny. Look at all these new valves. Just absolutely gorgeous. This is what you want to be seeing. This thing is going to run so sweet, so nice, hopefully. So I've got the head gasket here, but I've also got this well seal jointing compound. So I spoke to John at the head shop, who builds these things for a living, and I spoke to a guy from SJB Classic Cars who's just, he does Aston Martins, you know, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, that sort of stuff. And I said, look, am I putting this stuff on or not? And would you believe it? They both gave me a different answer. So frustrating. But one thing they did allude to is it is a good idea to just use it on some bits that could be weak or needed. So the main sort of areas on here, now you've got these oil gullies here, which I think they are, which one is there, but this one's blocked off on that side. So that one, maybe it might be worth just a little bit round there. You've also got this waterway here, which is this bit here. And again, because of how pitted this is, definitely worth putting a little bit of stuff on there. And also this face here, not the best, could have probably got a new one of those, but this one's fine. This face here, I'm going to clean off a bit more, and we'll put a smidge round there in between the new gasket. So we'll just do a few things just to avoid the chance of any leaking, because these old British cars do like to leak. So we'll do our best to avoid that happening, but everything else should be smart. What John said from the head shop was that the well seal stuff is for copper head gaskets. He says if you're putting a copper head gasket on it, he would definitely use that stuff. But coat both surfaces using a brush, spatula or similar spreader. A spatula? Weird. And it shows you there for head gasket and for what looks like the sump. So that's really cool. Nice thing to have on the shelf though, isn't it, you know? Why did I do that? Worth mentioning as well, I've ordered some 20W50 mineral oil, and the reason for that is that as I've been doing stuff, oil and water will have inevitably mixed together because all the channels are open. So when I've been cleaning things, blowing airline down things, getting it all over me, water will have got into the oil. Not probably negligible amounts, but also this engine has sort of just been running really for the first time for a very, very long time. 40 years this thing was laid up. So it's worth getting all of that oil that's just been sort of doing a nice few laps around the engine and sort of probably picked up a load of crap and is mixed with all the oil and stuff, and just drain it, which would be great. I'm not going to change the oil filter because there shouldn't be anything in that because the engine hasn't ran since all this water and oil might have come in. So all I'm going to do is drop the oil, put some fresh oil in it, and then we're good to go. And also, one of the reasons why I'm not changing that oil filter is because it's an absolute pain in the arse. Using the power of wedging a screwdriver in certain places and using tie wraps over here, I've just pulled these two things away from the head, so it's going to be a nice case of just dropping the head, because these are all sort of laid against it, so it's going to give me a better area to sort of clean up, put some of that well seal and stuff on, and also just to drop the head on. So that's dead cool. It's pretty good. I've never used this stuff before. It does say ensure adequate ventilation. Door's big enough, I suppose. Everything clean, tidy, yeah. Now, I've got this old Southampton sign from an old train set, which has got a nice flat edge. And all I'm going to do is I just want to put a little bit around here, and I want to put a bit round there. And then I'm going to be happy-ish. I think I'm just nervous about it, but it's very, very thin. It's not like a big, massive, don't know if you can see that there. It's just like almost like a resin. But it's just the light, so it's not going to affect the sealing of the head gasket. Does that make sense? Anywhere else, because it's so thin. It is literally just a smear on to fill any imperfections. Southampton, thank you. 2 tickets. Right, that's pretty cool. And I will use it on this face as well. Not going to need to use it on any other faces, but that face definitely there. Very cool. Right, okay. It's important. There's a bit of give in this. I'd like to get it exactly perfectly on the holes. It's quite sticky, that stuff as well. Am I happy? I'm feeling happy, feeling content, excited in my endeavours. Oh, so heavy, so awkward, just difficult in every way. One bloody thing. Oh, okay, whoa, it's going. We have touchdown. The head is on the engine. There is no turning back. Ta-da! Stick the battery back on, fire it up. Oh no, wait, I've got to put it all back together first. Right, let me try and remember what goes where and in which process. Get the old torque wrench out. Remember where all these bits go. Anything else I forgot to put on? Got that, slide that in there, no problem. Like that, slide that in there, no problem. Need to give all those things a clean. Okay. Putting back together is the reversal of taking it apart. That's what Haynes says. Just giving these a nice clean up. I've got 13 nuts and washers, which is all for the head. So that's what I'm going to do first. Trying to work out what everything else is as well. Cars are just nuts and bolts, aren't they? I quite often get comments as well from people saying like, oh my God, why are you using the scuttle panel as a tool tray? And, you know, why are you putting parts and stuff on there? And, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. What about the bodywork and all that sort of stuff? Look at it. Look at what you're dealing with here. You know, this is not a pristine car. That is better doing that. I enjoy doing it like that. Having all, this is how my dad would have done it. My uncle would have done it. You know, this is how people who own these cars, this is what this sort of rolling restoration's all about. If whoever wins this car wants to give it a complete respray and make it immaculate, great. I don't. I'm not bothered. I think it looks cool. And this is real life. John Peel always used to say that life had background noise. This is my background noise, you know? When he was talking about vinyl records, this is like, it's an old car. We're doing an old school job. It's nuts and bolts, man. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. I enjoy using wings and scuttle trays and all that sort of stuff to put my tools on. If the car is immaculate, I won't do it. It's not immaculate, I will do it. It's a very simple formula. Don't stress, okay? Because I see you stressing in the comments, and there's no need to stress. Just don't stress. This is a good way of doing things. It's fun, it's enjoyable. Right, I'm going to put those nuts and bolts on and then tighten them up. I had a look in the book and it said 32 PSI in all four corners. Not sure what that means, so I'm going to have to maybe do a little bit more research. I do honestly think, because I know some people that do it like this, people who worry about things like not putting tools on wings and stuff. They don't do anything. And if they do, it takes them a very, very long time to do it. You know? And they always seem like they're sort of, I can't do this because I haven't got this. I can't do that because I haven't got that, you know? And I think just getting a job done and having fun while you're doing it, getting the car on the road, singing and dancing, I don't know, it's my way to enjoy myself. But everyone's different, aren't they? What works for me might not work for you. And vice versa. Turns out I was looking at the PSI for the tyres. Said 42 to 46 pound-foot of torque, which in Newton meters I've converted to roughly 57, 56. Let me just check again. 44 pound-foot to Newton meters.
44 pound-force feet is equal to...
I'm doing it to 60 Newton meters. That seems just like a fair assessment, doesn't it? So to do that, you go to 56, which is there, 58, 60. Lovely stuff. And then just crank away on these, inside out, super straightforward. I've already just sort of tightened them down a tiny bit with the gun, so not have to go all the way. Why doesn't this work? Better. But I'm not going to do them all to the immediate sort of tightness straight away. What I'm going to do is just get them all so it's nearly there, and then we'll go around again and just do them up a little bit by a little bit, just to help spread anything out, you know. I hate torque wrenches, but necessary evil. You got with stuff like this, it's worth following the book. Everything else doesn't matter. Wheels, maybe. So people tell me. Head's all down, pretty solid, looking good. Everything's torqued up. Superb. So what I'm going to do now is just get everything else in position, get it all ready, get the gaskets on, bolt everything up. You don't need to see that though, you've seen me take it all apart. It's just basically that, just rewind that bit if you want to see me do that. I don't know if that makes any sense. Just having a quick tea break, and I thought I'd show you this. We've had a few things happening sort of merchandise wise, because all this sort of stuff does get quite expensive, as you can see, and I know I'm raffling the calf, but there's an initial outlay. Okay, you know, with all this stuff, there's an initial outlay. And you should see the other project that I'm doing at the moment as well, which you will see next Friday, which I'm very, very excited about. But that's been horrendously expensive. So there's things you can do to help. Here I have boxes and boxes of sticker books, which are very, very cool, which you'll see a proper advert for next week. But also in the office, we have all of this lovely stuff. Now, we try and keep as much of this stuff in stock as we can, but we are selling it really, really quickly. We've got all these amazing air fresheners, we've got stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, shirts, loads of big sizes as well, 3XL, 2XL and stuff, and a lot of these are in stock, which is awesome. If you go onto the website, there's a section that says you can order anything, but it can take up to 4 weeks to arrive. Or there's another section that is the clothes that are in stock, which is super cool. So you can have a look through the in-stock stuff and go, oh yeah, I'll have this, and blah, 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 blah. All very, very good. Anyway, just thought I'd tell you that, because if you fancy buying a hat down here, super cool. We've got a lot of them in stock, beanies and things, dead cool. So yeah, if you fancied helping me out a bit, buying any of those, go to this website, tastyclassics.co.uk. Or the link is just in the description of the video, it's cool, and the link is next to the raffle for the Triumph, so you could enter the raffle and you go and just look at the merchandise. And if you win the raffle, I'll give you some free merchandise. Or if you're second place in the raffle and third place, you get some merchandise anyway. So have a look, there's different things you can win. So good. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that, just so you can see what the crack is. We're pretty much there or thereabouts. A few people in the comments on the last couple of videos did mention I should put the boot back on this as well. The boot's in the boot. It's a job for the next owner. It takes 2 seconds. I've got other things to do. So, yeah, everything's back together. This side and that side. Look at that wasp. It's November. Why is there a wasp in November? Water pump's back on. All the plugs and plug leads are back on, alternators all tightened up and stuff, ready to put the rocker cover on. I think that's everything. Everything else is still a bit oily from last time it was used, but all these bits are dry. So as these things get pushed up and down, I just don't want it to sort of mess any of these collars or anything up. It'd be nice to get some in there as well, but that's where some of the oil will come. We'll turn it over a few times on the starter motor with that disconnected first, just so we can pump a bit of oil round. I need to change oil, I need to put some water in it, and then put the rocker cover back on. Properly enjoyed putting all this back together. Just had my music on, listening to all sorts of stuff. And yeah, just kind of getting into the swing of it, you know. Nice. It's been a bit of a pleasure to work on this car. Anyway, so that goes that way round. This cork gasket, it's brand new, it's a bit annoying. Make sure the gasket is in the right place. And then this side, oh, good, it's cold. Right. Getting ever so close, aren't we? Sorry about the continuity errors regarding my hair during this episode. Put that in properly, but it's taken so long to film, I've had 2 haircuts. Amazing. Click. Click. Good at this, yeah? Click. Nice. I have, of course, jacked it on the side closest to the sump plug, which means I won't get all the juice out. But if I do it from this side, I will. Just another day down the mines. Get out. Hope this jack doesn't fail, otherwise absolutely nothing bad will happen. Oh yeah. Should have probably recorded that. That was well worth doing because loads of water came out with it straight away, which would have been flying around the engine. And you can see the Milky Joe on there. If you know that reference, it was off Mighty Boosh. Anyway, yeah, so that was well worth doing. Just gonna leave that to drain, put this back in once I've cleaned everything up. No washer on this either, which is pretty cool. In my haste to hear this baby sing, I completely forgot to adjust the tappets. So, oh, nearly. I need to take the rocker cover off again. Ideally the spark plug's out, and we've got to do that very sort of boring and laborious task. Do you want to see how it's done or not? It's pretty boring, but I'll show you on like one, and then I'll do the rest as fast as I possibly can. On these old cars, this is a service item. So it's down here in the sort of service section of the book, and there's a method which is pretty cool. You've got to sort of do it by opening, that's handy, it's like a piano. You've got to spin the engine round, ideally with the spark plugs out, which I haven't done, so I might not be able to turn it round, but we'll see. You've then got to, for example, when numbers 1 and 3 are fully open, which doesn't mean up, it means down. So when this rocker arm is fully down and the valve is therefore fully open, you adjust numbers 10 and 12. So 12, 11, 10. So these two here, and you adjust them by getting yourself one of these and your favourite flathead screwdriver. This is called a spanner, and you put the flathead screwdriver in there, and essentially you turn this nut to unlock it, right? Is this making sense? And then you put your feeler gauge in this bit here, and when it's just right, you lock it in. And as you're moving this screw, I'll get a close-up. This is the nut that locks it in place. I wind it out a little bit so it's got room to move up and down. And when you turn this little adjustment screw here, watch this bit, watch how close it is to the top of the valve where it pushes down on the valve. Can you see it move up and down there? So you're basically measuring the distance between that and that, but you have to do it in sequence, so I have to do it numbers 10 and 12 when 1 and 3 are fully open. So I've got to spin the engine round until that happens and then adjust it. Is it 1 and 3? Yeah, numbers 1 and 3 fully open. Nice to know the engine still turns round as well. Come on, 1 and 3. Whenever you're at, there we go. Oh no, that's number 2. Yeah. I can hear compression happening. So much compression. Right, 1 and 3 are going down. Can you see that? This is so easy. Why doesn't everybody do this? Right, 1 and 3 fully down. So then I adjust 10 and 12. Just unlock that. Can I get these under there? 9. Yes, I can. So then I tighten that just till it's sort of snug, but not too snug. And then you have to hold this in place and lock. Let's just tighten that down a bit with my finger. Hold this in place. So I just look at where the screwdriver sort of, where it's facing, make sure it doesn't change, and lock it off. And then that is your valve adjusted perfectly. And again, is it worse? Is it tight? Yeah, nice and tight. Do that with this one here as well. So take it off. Is this interesting? I feel like it isn't. So that's nice there. And that's nipped up nicely. So those two valves are adjusted perfectly. God, who tightened that down? So I'll start with number 2. Nice. Gets very oily doing this as well. But again, this was something that you just, back in the day, people just knew how to do this sort of stuff, and they'd go out on a weekend and they'd just do it, you know. Anyway. Nice. I'm going to do the rest of them. Shouldn't take me too long. Put everything back together and I'll twist the key. We're pretty much done. It's pretty cool, isn't it? The valves are all adjusted, it's got water in it, oil in it, battery's been connected. I guess all that's left now is to twist that key there. It's been a while since I've been in here. Right, let's have a little bit of choke. Choke, please. Are we in gear? No, because I've been turning over. Oh, something spurted out there, didn't it? Did you see that? What was it? Ah, it was this broken fuel pipe. Awesome. Right, let me change that for a couple of new bits of pipe on there. Might put some of those clips on them afterwards. Let's just see if they're all okay. Oh yeah, what about this crank ventilation pipe or something? There you go, pop that in. Twist the key. I'm excited, you know, it's been a long time. I've never had this thing one. Don't die. Why are you thinking of dying? Stay alive. This choke thing. Do you want more choke? Less choke? Oh, that sounds good. That is definitely running on all 6, thank God. It's always nerve-wracking when you start a car for the first time after a head gasket change. That fan belt might need to be a bit tighter. Right, I need to let this warm up. It's a bit lumpy because it's cold. I think the choke's probably in the wrong position, but I can't remember where's the choke gone. Bit smoky as well. There's going to be loads of stuff making its way around everywhere. Nice. Smoke is happening. What a glorious sight to behold. It's getting quite late in the day. I'm going to have a tidy up of all my tools while I let this sort of tick over and heat up. Fingers crossed everything will be okay. It sounds amazing, sounds perfect. Really, really pleased with that, really pleased. I need to get myself sorted here, and I'll see you in the morning. It's the next day, the morning, and I'm just going to take this thing for one last spin, I think, you know. This is sort of the last time I'm probably going to be able to drive this car. So I've got a few things to do now, and I'd like to just, you know, get it down the road. The last time I drove it, you know, with the sort of, when it got a bit hot and stuff, would have been nicer to sort of do that a bit more leisurely rather than panicking. So I just want to sort of get this thing on the highway. Need to go and grab some lunch and stuff, so why not take the little Vitesse? Let's see what she's like. She's sounding so sweet though. That engine's just, it's like brand new. Love it. Really, really good. Right, stick 'em on the road. Hoping you can hear me well enough with this window open, but this thing is singing. There's a bit of an over sort of 40-ish mile an hour. There's a bit of a rumble. I think potentially from the dip it needs some bushes. I think it's moving around a little bit. Just feels great. Feels really, really nice. Engine's perfect. Dead happy with it. I always sort of go through that thing whenever I've sort of got a car where it's just running so well and nice to drive and everything seems to be working, you know, but there's still plenty of stuff this car needs. It's not a finished car by any sort of stretch of the imagination, you know. It needs a couple of things needs a full set of new headlights at the front, I think. Maybe that's it. The brakes are working, but there is quite a bit of pedal travel, but they are working. I don't know. I always think I should have kept it, I should keep it, add it to the collection. But I've already got a Triumph. There's other stuff I want to buy. So yeah. Whoever gets this car though is going to get a very good basis for a sort of project car. You know, they can make this thing super good with just easy little finishing jobs, some interior work, you know, could do with some interior work. Just nice little jobs, driveway jobs, you know, not having to worry about unleaded conversions and tyres and brakes and clutches and master cylinders and stuff. We've done all that. The car moves, the car drives. And I just love how it sort of just mingles with modern traffic, you know. No problem at all, it just does its thing. It's so smooth, it's got loads of grunt, loads of low down power, very torquey thing, you know. It's just got no problem getting up anything or going anywhere. Seeing as it's got so much grunt and so much power, and seeing as I'm going to be saying goodbye to it soon, I think we should get the stopwatch out and get it on the tower of power, see what it does to 60. The miles per hour-ometer is working. I think it'd be a shame not to. the test of this engine. How good of a job did I do? Okay, so we've come to this closed sort of section of airport runway, just on a country lane down by Alton Park, and we're going to do a 0 to 60 in the Vitesse, this powerful 6-cylinder Vitesse. Got my assistant next to me here to do the stopwatch, so when I say go, hit go, and when I say stop, we've reached 60 mile an hour. Okay, ready? Go. Bit of wheel spin. So fast. Stop. Whoa! It's not a slow car. This is not a slow car. That was cool. That was very, very cool. You may be surprised. You may be surprised. It's light. It's a very light little car. It's got a powerful 6-cylinder in it. Very cool. Oh, nice, 911. This thing, it's the bee's knees. It's so good. It feels like a very functional car, and a lot of stuff is coming back to life. The steering feels very agile. The suspension's starting to feel a bit better. Even like the different stuff. And the brakes, I don't know if they're cleaning up, but they're starting to feel, you know, half decent. More than enough for the car, you know. But I think it's time I put it to bed. So we'll head back to the studio and we'll get it on the Tower of Power. What a sprightly little car. A little classic. Looks the part as well, doesn't it, really? You know, bit more sort of tidying up, but I think we've done it proud. I personally wouldn't really do much else to this car. I'd just sort of try and do new headlights, bit more electrical stuff, tidy the interior up and use it as it is. And it might potentially be at risk of being a shame if you did any body work to this car. I don't know. It looks really nice and original to me. I've had to double up on the Tower of Power because there's so many cool cars that have been on there. And this has done it in a pretty impressive time. It's a tiny little car with a fairly big engine. And obviously, you know, it's all fresh, isn't it? Out the box. The Triumphant Vitesse. 1967 this car's from. Did 0 to 60 in 12 seconds, 0.12 seconds. Very, very cool. Like Citroen C4, not a million miles behind, and the Copen, split them. How cool. Can't wait till this is full, all the way up there, with all sorts of crazy cars. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and if you're lucky enough to win the Triumph Vitesse, I will be seeing you soon. When you take delivery of it, or you come here and pick it up, whatever you want to do. But thanks very much for watching. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye. If you're looking for something to do with the rest of your evening or the rest of your day or whatever, I do a podcast that you could watch. You could put it on in the background while you're doing your ironing or something. It's pretty cool. I do it with my mate WYNNE. He's an ex-RAF pilot, search and rescue as well. Loads of cool stuff like that. And we sit in a pub and we talk about planes and cars. It's pretty fun. The link is in the description. It's called Wheels and Wings Podcast, and this is what it looks like. So Stellantis owns all of these cool brands, Fiat, Alfa, Vauxhall, Peugeot, Citroen, Dodge, Jeep, a few other American ones, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And none of them are making any money anymore. which is crazy.
Yeah.
So they're sort of like, you've got 2 years to turn your business around, and I've just been looking at it and just, yeah, it's crazy, and it's very sort of worrying that I don't want to see brands disappear.
Yeah.
I love the little Fiat 500s, love the Alfa
Yeah.
Romeo Mitos, you know, the Giulias, all this sort of stuff. I don't want to see these guys go. Santa's sleigh failed its MOT on excessive corrosion within 20 centimetres of a seatbelt mounting area. So, Santa has to get his 1967 Triumph Vitesse back on the road in time for Christmas.